You are 32 years old, and you know exactly how many steps it takes to walk from the elevator to your desk. 14. You have never counted them. You just know. You set your bag down in the same spot, open the same laptop, wait the same 11 seconds for the screen to load, and pour water from the same bottle you refilled in the same pantry at 8:47 a.m. The chair has a small tear on the left armrest that appeared sometime in year 3 and has not gotten worse since. You stopped noticing it around year 4. This is not comfort. This is what happens to a body when it stops expecting anything different. The meeting starts at 10:30. Your manager says the same things he said last quarter. You write down one thing and underline it twice, not because it matters, but because the act of writing keeps your face arranged in the correct expression. Somewhere in your chest, very quietly, something is trying to ask you a question you have been refusing to answer for 18 months. You know what the question is. You have just decided that now is not the time. It is always not the time. Level 1. The familiar cage. You are 26 when you start. The salary is $52,000 and you think it is a beginning. It is. You learn fast. You stay late not because anyone asked, but because the work is interesting, and interesting is enough at 26. You get a good review at the end of year 1. You get a 3.5% raise. You calculate what that means per paycheck, and the number is smaller than you expected, but you tell yourself it is about trajectory. You believe in trajectory at 26. Year 2. You get better at the job. The raise is 3.2%. You are now at $55,800. You help onboard 2 new hires. You train them on systems you built from scratch. Their starting salary is $54,000. You do not ask about this directly. You absorb it and move on because asking would be awkward, and awkward is a cost you are not ready to pay. Year 3. You are the most knowledgeable person on your team about 3 different systems. You are not the team lead. Someone from outside the company is brought in to be the team lead. He asks you questions on his first day. You answer them. He thanks you. You smile. You calculate nothing. You go home at 6:48 p.m. on a Tuesday and eat dinner alone and watch something you will not remember by morning. Level 2. The invisible anchor. It is year 4 and the offer arrives. $72,000 base at a company 2 subway stops away. You have a call with the hiring manager. She is sharp, and the role is the kind of role that grows. You tell yourself you will think about it. You think about it for 16 days. You do not take it. The reasons are real. Your team is mid-project. Your manager just started. The new company is smaller. The health insurance plan is slightly worse. It feels like bad timing. Every reason is technically true. Together they form a wall you build yourself, brick by brick, to protect something you cannot name. What you are actually protecting is not the job. It is the version of yourself that chose the job, and the investment that version has made, and the sunk cost of being known, of being the person who knows where the files are, of being safe inside a building where nothing can surprise you anymore. The offer expires. You send a polite email declining. The hiring manager says to stay in touch. You never do. The Tuesday after that feels exactly like every other Tuesday. Level 3. The cost of being indispensable. Year 5. Your colleague Marcus leaves in March. He was 2 years behind you. He is going to a company that offered him $81,000 and a title that is 1 full level above what either of you holds here. You help him with his transition document. You teach him what to write down. You shake his hand on his last day. You mean it when you say you are happy for him. You are happy for him. You are also sitting with something that does not have a clean name. It is not jealousy exactly. It is the specific discomfort of watching someone else do the arithmetic you refused to do. Marcus did not wait to be ready. Marcus decided that ready was a story. The system tells people to keep them stationary. Your manager schedules your Year 5 review for a Thursday at 11 a.m. The raise is 2.8%. Your salary is now $62,400. You have been here 5 years. Marcus, in his new role, is earning $81,000. You both started at roughly the same place. The gap is $18,600 per year. That is $1,550 per month. That is the vacation you do not take, the apartment upgrade you keep deferring, the retirement contribution you capped at the company match because maximizing felt aggressive. You do not say any of this in the meeting. You nod. You thank him for his feedback. You say you are looking forward to next year. Level 4. The machine becomes visible. Here is what the machine does not put in the employee handbook. Loyalty is not priced in labor markets. Tenure is not an asset you accumulate. It is a discount you offer. Every year you stay without renegotiating is a year you signal that your current price is acceptable. The system does not raise your salary out of gratitude. The system raises your salary when the cost of losing you exceeds the cost of keeping you unhappy. That threshold is calculated quarterly somewhere in a spreadsheet you will never see by a person whose name you do not know, using a number that has nothing to do with how hard you have worked. This is not cynicism. This is the actual operating logic of the structure you are inside. It has no malice. It has no warmth either. It simply processes inputs and produces outputs, and for 6 years, you have been an input. The people who understand this earliest are not ruthless. They are literate. They read the document everyone else signed without reading. Level 5. The divergence. At 32, you and a version of yourself exist simultaneously. This is the version that took the offer at year 3. She is now 32, and she has changed companies twice more since then. Each move was calculated. Each move yielded a salary adjustment between 18% and 24%. She is currently earning $96,000 in a role that comes with equity and a team she manages. She is not smarter than you. She did not work harder. She made one different decision at year 3 and then followed the compound logic of that decision forward. You were earning $64,300 after a modest raise in year 6. The cumulative gap between the two of you over 9 working years is somewhere north of $180,000 in earned income. That number does not include the equity she holds, the network she has built by moving through 3 organizations, or the compounding on the investment contribution she was able to make from a higher base. $180,000 is not an abstraction. It is the down payment you do not have. It is the 4 years of retirement contributions that do not exist. It is the options you did not have because not having options is expensive in ways that only reveal themselves when the options would have mattered. The machine did not take that money from you. You left it on the table. You left it there very carefully, year by year, while being an excellent employee. Level 6. The weight of being known. You are 33 now and something has shifted. Not dramatically, quietly. The way furniture settles. You are the institutional memory of the department. 3 managers have come and gone since you arrived. You know where the legacy files are. You know why the process was built the way it was. You know which client is difficult and exactly which approach de-escalates them. This knowledge is real. It is also a trap. Because knowledge that lives only inside one building is not transferable capital. It is sediment, and sediment does not move. You have become the most expensive version of a fixed asset. You are the person everyone needs and no one promotes, because promoting you would require replacing you, and replacing you is harder than keeping you exactly where you are. The system has not done this to you deliberately. The system has simply optimized around your presence, the way water roots around a stone. You are 33, and you are a stone in a stream, and the stream is moving, and you are not. Level 7. The renegotiation. In month 4 of year 7, you do something you have not done in 6 years. You update your resume. Not to send it, just to see. You sit with the document for 20 minutes and something very specific happens. You do not know how to describe what you do in language that belongs to a world outside this building. Your accomplishments are real. They are just encoded in a dialect that does not translate. You have spent 7 years building fluency in a language that only one organization speaks. You send 3 applications. 2 do not respond. 1 responds and moves to a phone screen. The recruiter asks about your most recent compensation. You say $64,300. There is a pause that lasts 1 second too long. The role has a band of $78,000 to $92,000. She asks if that range is comfortable. You say yes immediately, before you can feel how long it has been since someone offered you something instead of you asking permission to receive it. You get the offer, $84,000. You accept it. You hand in your resignation on a Tuesday, and your manager looks genuinely surprised. He says the company values you and will work to match. He uses the phrase long-term investment. You recognize the language because you have been speaking it for 7 years without knowing it was designed to be spoken by managers and heard by people like you. He comes back 2 days later with $71,000 and a senior title. You thank him and decline. On your last day, someone asks if you will miss it. You think about the 14 steps. You think about the armrest tear you stopped seeing. You think about Marcus, who is now a director. You think about $180,000 sitting in a room you chose not to enter. You say, parts of it, yes. And that is true. That is the thing no one tells you about leaving late. The grief is real. The belonging was real. The 7 years were not wasted. They were spent. Spent on something that did not compound, on an institution that processed your best decade with the same indifferent efficiency it processed everything else. The machine never hated you. That is not the comfort it sounds like. The labor market does not reward tenure. It rewards leverage. Leverage requires alternatives. Alternatives require movement. Movement requires leaving before you are ready, which means leaving before the cost of leaving feels smaller than the cost of staying. Most people stay until the cost is obvious. By then, it has already been paid. The door was always open. You just learned, 7 years in, that open doors do not wait.